The reviews are back after months and months. Basically, we have 3 Power Ranger episodes from Super Megaforce to catch up on. First 2 we are going to combine together, and then the third one, which is Love is in the Air, which will be its own separate one in another video. So let's get going. It's the Power of 6. So we've had our introduction to Orion. He is back, and thus therefore we have him in a high school. I don't know why he's like this. I don't know if he's living there, going to school, or he has a third job as a janitor. So he's a janitor, and then he's at the froyo stand, and it's just like, okay, so he's kind of like messing about being a fun character, which kind of gave me a glimpse of he was trying to be Guy a little bit, which is cool because he looks cool. I like Guy and I like Orion. So he was kind of like messing about in school, and then the Rangers turn up and they're like going, hey, are you not coming to class? And he's like, hells no, I ain't going, and then goes to his job at a froyo stand. I don't know if he is staying at school, if he is going to class or anything. If he isn't though, it's a bit disturbing that he sleeps in a locker in a high school and then goes to work. You kind of think that he would stay at the command center or something, goes and works at the froyo center, and then it just seems like he's been there for 5 minutes and he has a break. And the Ranger's like, come on, get over here, gotta give you a present. And it's basically the pretty much scene from Gokaiger where Guy on the Gokaiger Galleon gets the belt, thus therefore links to the treasure chest, but has access to all the keys. But then in Gosei Command Central, he turns around and says, here's a belt, Tensu's made it, it's now linked to all 6 Ranger keys, and that's interesting to me. It's like, yeah, you can access pretty much anything you want, son, you can have this. We'll see what happens. This entire pretty much episode, Jake is really jealous of Orion, just constantly, and he's like, I don't really want to be here, what the hell, just no, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be anywhere near him, he's cool, he's awesome, he's everything that the people want, and Gia really likes it. Oh, Gia, as normally Jake does. Again, monsters come down, they start attacking, and it's like, right, you guys go this way, you guys go that way, and Jake, because we know you don't like him, the way you're acting, you can go off with Orion. You can be his mentor for the day, because that's what he needs, a mentor. He needs a helper, is what they're trying to say. You need a help to get around that town, all around that town. Sleep monster thing, you know, this monster in Gokaiger was doing the same thing. He was throwing out a line on a fishing rod for some strange bizarre reason and sucking the energy from all the people. And again, they did a very, very similar kind of bring together, which was kind of cool. And then Jake's kind of like messing up, and even though there's a few posts on saying like, it's out of his character, it's not him, I can perfectly see that because he is clouded with rage and jealousy that he doesn't really, or he really hates Orion and he can't be his friend yet. He's making mistakes, trying to say, look, I'm better than this guy, but I want to be kind of like out there, but I'm making mistakes along the way, etc, etc. That's normally how it works. Well, that's in Jake's case. And then suddenly the other Rangers turn up and like, hey, we're sorry for being late, we're kind of doing other stuff somewhere else around the world, don't know what we're doing. And then they transform into RPM. I still really like when they transform, it's like legendary RPM, get in gear type thing. I really like that. I like the morphing call rather than having like saying like just saying RPM blah 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 or anything like that, or like any other series. Got Orion, he's standing there and he's like going, yeah, hey son, you know, I've got this key and I've got that key. Now it didn't feel like, I know it was meant to be Guy, but it just didn't feel the same, and goes like, you're confused and forget that. This is probably what I sound like. I am Gosei. The Rangers fused together to create one key, and then it's just like, everyone's like, what the hell happened here, son? Don't know what we're doing. And then I always think the bad guys is when they've got this thing looking going, oh god, we're gonna get a hit now, we're gonna die, and we're never gonna come back whatsoever. So yeah, Jake really doesn't want to do stuff because he's really angry that Orion has been able to fuse these Rangers, and jealousy gets him, and then Emma kind of like woo, jumps over him and saves him. All the Rangers then get their energy taken, and that's pretty much it. So it's just like, oh. One thing that when writing this, I'm watching the episode at the very beginning with Orion in the school, I was thinking, why doesn't he just live at the command center? And, you know, and then at times it's like, oh, maybe there's no space. Maybe you could stay in a spaceship. No. But when the Rangers are there, they've got cots. Really? You couldn't have one for Orion and be like, Orion, you can stay here, rah, rah, rah. But to be honest, I would rather stay in a locker than have Gosei watching me sleep or have a little robot going. I hate Tensu. Not looking forward to the next one. Oh god, I hate Tensu. So Jake and Orion are there going, hey son, we're gonna go do it. Jake's like, whoa, I really don't like you. Why are you here? You're Mr. Perfect. Showing again of green with jealousy or green with envy, whatever it is. Ryan's like, hey man, we're the same. I'm on your side, blah blah. And then you kind of think Jake goes, oh well, I'm just gonna forget everything that I thought. You're actually a really good guy. Let's become friends. And that's pretty much it. They become friends, they start fighting the other monsters, and then, yeah, the Rangers get their energy back. Now, they did use Flashman. I don't know why. They could easily change it now, but they don't. But they put him in there, and he goes like, you may have your fishy fists, but I have my flashy fists. I then was like, is that Flashman or is that Bioman? I always get too confused at times. So Google searched and it was Flashman, and that I thought was a really nice way of saying flashy fist was, or flashy was hence to Flashman. I don't know if that was the attack, but it was a really kind of a nod, I think, rather than be like, I'm hitting you with my prison blocks. Apparently. Ryan then fuses all the Rangers together, Gosei Knight's there, or Robo Knight. Why? Why are you there? I know the reason why, but again, if people are like, oh, it's bad editing, it's like, well, it's really hard, and I thought, well, because he's got the shield now and he transforms, they could take Gosei Knight away and have Titanium Ranger. That's what you get, Saban, for making your own Ranger, and it's never in Sentai, and people are going to complain about it. Well done to you, kind sir, you did a good job. That's pretty much it. Then, comes things, they destroy the bad guy, everything's all happy and they're talking, and Ryan's like, oh, gotta go guys, see you later, bye. And then all of a sudden Jake's like, yeah man, yeah, see you in a bit. We're bros now. Bros. It's like nothing happened, and Gia's like holding onto his arm going like, oh my god. And it's just like, right, I know the show's ending soon, so you have to progress that story quite quickly, and it's nice that she's taking a bit of the initiative and it's something a little bit different now. I like the episode. It showed obviously the story progression with Gia and now Jake trying to get together, and then again you had the progression of the Silver Ranger coming in and becoming more of a team. You got over the jealousy as like new people do come in, so I can see the moral behind that story. Now it's the Tensu episode. I hate Tensu. When I first started watching Megaforce, Super Megaforce, I didn't really kind of register Tensu on my annoying beacon in the world because he was occasionally just there and he wasn't in many episodes. But this was all a Tensu episode next, and I really don't like him just by the way he acted and how he is, because the first part of the episode makes no sense at all to actually have it in. So I can understand that they could have changed it, but let's start with this one. The title is Perfect Storm, and basically it's the episode where the sky is trying to get a meteor to hit the Earth. That's the pretty much main episode. So the first Tensu's like going, hey, I'm going outside to check the communication systems because that's really cool, that's what I need to do, go. Not like that, but pretty much similar. And he's like, I'm going to go check the communications. Goes like, you don't need to go out, be careful, there's a storm. Be careful, there is a storm. And Tensu actually goes out, doesn't actually check anything, and gets hit by lightning, thus therefore making him lose his entire memory. Huzzah. He then wanders off into the city. Now, one thing that did annoy me is Tensu's like going like, why is no one paying attention to me? Now, if I was in New Zealand at this precise time and I saw a robot, I'd be like, that is cool, who is driving it? It's not, I'm coming for you. And I'd be talking to it. Tensu's like, oh, well, no one's paying attention to me, I'm too small. It's like, people would, but you're CGI, so no one saw you, that's why no one interacted with you. Oh, Tensu, I hate you. Gosei calls the Rangers, and that didn't make much sense. He's like, oh, the Tensu's disappeared, what are we gonna do? Communications, Tensu, communications, just doesn't make sense, and it was kind of a wasted thing. But what I did like is that they had more civilian scenes rather than just a, let's go to an action scene, let's do this, and let's kind of not match up the footage. it was a really nice way of turning around and actually having more energetic scenes and actually seeing more of the city rather than just the generic normal shots that they have. So Tensu is now trying to get home. He is trying to figure out what he's doing, so he's wandering about. He's quite vain now, as we have seen in the episode, where he's seen things and all of a sudden he sees a suitcase that looks just like him, and the man, he goes like, oh hey, what are you doing? The man grabs Tensu. Now, I would have thought that if I was that guy and I grabbed it, oh, the head moves. That didn't happen before. I must have picked up the wrong thing. But no, Tensu goes on a bus ride and goes around the mall and the Rangers got to do it. I like the fact that Jake has more action scenes in this one. It seems like he is just running around, he is just getting there, and it's like, boom. You know, I am jumping, I am doing stuff, I am the more active Ranger, I am sporty. Huzzah! And that's pretty much how I see Jake in this. So he's running around the city, then gets on the bus, drops his keys. He's just like, I'm just gonna drop my keys there. Tensu, Tensu! And then this one goes, bless you, and then they talk about allergies, and then they talk about other things. Yeah, the storm, hence the more linking in with the storm, more with the story, which is kind of... They actually have this, like, the suitcase at the very beginning, and they sit down on the bench, and they're like, oh, should we open it? Troy's there saying, like, we should open it, you know, there should be information about it, and that's a sensible thing. Jake's like, there's $1 million in there. That's positive thinking, you know, it's something that I wouldn't think about. I'd probably think they were clothes, but it's positive thinking. Emma is like saying, no, we shouldn't enter this because at the end of the day, it's someone else's and respect privacy. I can understand that, Emma, I really do. You guys are the Power Rangers. If you can't trust anyone else but Power Rangers, then I don't know who you can trust. Well, I'm guessing there are the Planeteers, and you know, they could really help and be like, yeah, I would trust you. But positive thing, Emma, well done for privacy, I can understand that, but you're Power Rangers and you know, you're not going to steal anything. But it would then make sure the episode's really, really quick, and then they could get back and go, oh, it's what the story is, we need to return it, yay! So you could have think that the episode could have moved on, but without that, we couldn't have had more normal civilian scenes, so way to go, Emma. Thinking on that one, gotta move on to the next stage. That's what you're doing here. More scenes that we will never ever see again. Whoa! That's what it's like in Power Rangers. So Gia is now having this suitcase, and she is running around, and she has found the guy, and she's like, oh, there he is, there's Tensu, there's the robot that decides to freeze as his head's been pulling. Now if someone was pulling my head, I'd be like, what the hell? I'm freaking out, but apparently Tensu isn't. So they watch him, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like if they were trying to steal something. So they've picked out their target, they're going to swap it. It's a hustle, guys. It's a hustle. They're in the lift, they're about to do it, and then all of a sudden, like this kid comes out, and he's like, oh no, the scary man's gonna hurt me, he looks like he's the monster. And then literally the guy runs off, and it's just like, yeah. Orion and Noah morph, and therefore they start the fight. Rangers get Tensu back, and again, they're the only ones that can see him, so I kind of think he's dead. No, he's not, but he's literally no one else notices. He's 4 teenagers just sitting down talking to a robot. But they got him back and then put him in a baby stroller, and then they take him out towards the mountain. The first transformations you have in this episode, apart from the actual range form, is MMPR Green and Blue Dino Thunder. As soon as they transform and they beat the guy, he drops his little rock, and he's like, no, I need that, and picks it up, and then they run, and everyone's got to go straight to the top of the mountain. You won't get to the top of the mountain. Because the bad guy is going to put this little stone in, which then effectively gives him more power, or takes down power, or something or other. It's about power they're talking about. As soon as the Rangers put Tensu down in a backpack for all things, how do they get this money? Stroller, you know, that's not cheap. That's not going to be like, I'm just going to, can I borrow that? It's going to be like $30. That's going to be a couple of £100 at least. And I'm like, what? Then they have a backpack and they put it in, and Tensu's like, I prefer the stroller. They morph, and Tensu just cheeses it, hits a tree, and reboots. That moral of the story is, if your equipment is breaking and you really, really want it to work, either throw it at a tree, let it hit a tree, or just hit it, and it will reset and it'll be fine and dandy. Rangers transform into the modes again, and then they start fighting. They get to the top of the mountain, but one thing as Gose says to them as they're running to the top of the mountain, so they're not at the top just yet, so they're running to the top. It's like, by the way, if you're, you know, if this guy absorbs all the power, he's, you know, doesn't matter if you're all combined or you use all your traits together, you can't beat him. Well, he absorbs all that, doesn't he? And he puts up a big fight. You've got Legendary Squadron Mode, which is a cool name, to be honest. I know that they're trying to think of stuff. Apart from the Blitz or something. Was that? No, that was the other one. This is Legendary something. I'm trying to remember the first time. And Orion turns into the White Mighty Morphing Ranger. Pretty cool. Quick attack. And then suddenly Orion said something that kind of made me think, that's not right. That's a bit weird. How does he know? He goes, let's use the power of the Zeo Crystal. And they transform into the Zeo Rangers. Awesome, I like Zeo. Zeo's one of my favourite seasons. So then they use the dynamic attack or dynamite attack, and then they destroy the monster. He is hurling Solid's Earth, they defeat him, and then he grows up, they call them Megazords, the Megazords then defeat him, and then, Megazords, and then they defeat him, and he blows up, and then they go like, let's just throw Orion at that. Yes, throw him up there, because that's what we need, and they just do. They throw him up there, he uses his drill, he attacks it. Now, the end of the episode, because when I was watching this I was going, oh, I hate Tensu. I really do hate him so much. So the Froyo machine is fixed and they all rejoice. But guess who's the repairman? It's that mobster boss type guy who the kid was scared of and was taking the suitcase, or breaking Tensu, as I like to call him, just crushing his head and pulling him along. You'd kind of think Tensu would be like, no, but just took it. One thing is, though, is what sort of repairman goes in a business suit? No, that's something really different. I've never seen that, and I'm never weirded. I'm a bit weirded out by it. But you know, it's like, oh, you better watch those kids. And it's just like, yep, that's pretty much it. They all go like, oh my god, what's happening? I don't know. I'm gobsmacked. It's him, and that's it. That's pretty much the episode. I didn't like it that much. My door's open. I didn't like it that much. I didn't see really any editing mistakes, I didn't see anything. It's just that I felt there was no story. It was nice seeing more civilian stuff, I just didn't like it. I really didn't. So yeah, that's my story on that one. It was, my review. So that's my review of Perfect Storm and Power of Six. Power of Six, Perfect Storm. So yeah, I like Power of Six, but Perfect Storm I wasn't a fan of. So I'm a bit on that one. So what did you guys think? Let me know about it down below in the comments, and who is your favourite Ranger out of the series? Mine is still Jake. I like Jake a lot. So if you like this video, like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Check out Yada Games and all that, and I shall see you guys in a bit.